Tell us about your first story, which is Noni Appa. Like, you went through beats to reach that final narrative.
So Salam Noni Appa is thanks to my grandmother who dragged me to Jamaat Khanas my whole life, which she doesn't take me anymore because she claims that I can't do this Shajo Didar properly. I don't know what that is, but now she's ashamed of me. And it's a story I've been trying to write since I was 18, and I wrote it 3 times in 3 different versions. First, the protagonist was an 18-year-old girl, and then I wrote it again at 40 when the protagonist was 40, and now finally, the protagonist is Noni Appa, who's 68, and she finds love in the winter of her life. And that is what it is.
And we, of course, would love to read a passage from that.
Yes.
And we have, of course, the best actor of our industry, and ever, who I'm a huge fan of, and who better than her to read a passage from this wonderful short story. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome none other than Shabana Azmi.
I hope, sorry.
And one more.
Sorry.
Do you want to say something about it before I read? Would you like to? No, just a little bit. Give them a...
So Salam Noni Appa is about 2 sisters. They are Ismaili sisters. One is 68, one is 2-3 years younger. And the thing about sisters is that no matter how old you get, that banter between sisters and teasing each other doesn't seem to go. So when you're with your sister, you behave like you're 12 and 14, no matter how old you get. And this is a story, and the part that Shabana ji is about to read is about when the daughter comes back from London and she meets her mother and her aunt, and this is the conversation that they have.
In the first week of January, Malika came to visit Noni Appa from London. She got her mother and aunt a suitcase filled with imported goodies: chocolates, perfume, hair dye, and of course, the one thing that every Indian woman pesters her NRI relatives for: undergarments from Marks and Spencer. Binny eagerly took the coveted items from Malika and dramatically declared, "These British are really third-rate people. I tell you, their only saving grace lies in their first-rate bras. Their balcony-style Marks and Sparks gives such good support and pushes everything properly in place, straight from basement level to perfect third-floor height." That Friday, Binny dragged Malika to the Jamaat Khana, hoping some nice Ismaili boy would prostrate himself at her feet. In the car, Binny was chuckling away. "Malla, you know, when your father passed away, Appa was not that old, just close to 50. She would go to the Jamaat Khana in her tightly draped sari and her pink lipstick." Noni Appa interrupted. "Again this story, Binny, how many times?" Binny laughed and, ignoring her sister's protests, continued, "Arey, let me say what I want. So all the men in the Jamaat Khana would look at her and keep trying to say, 'Ya Ali, Madad.' And then, when they would go completely out of control, they would find sources to..." Malika giggled. "What does out of control mean, Binny Masi? What would they do? Explode in their pants?" And Noni Appa, horrified, almost banged into the auto rickshaw that had suddenly halted in front of her. "Chee, not dirty like that. They would send proposal, that's all. And after that, your mother, always such a prude with her constant, 'No, Binny, I don't want to get a bad reputation,' would never even greet them back," said a giggling Binny. "But I think things have changed. If you really want to know what out of control is, Malla, then you have to look at your mother. These days, she's panting all over that yoga teacher, her boyfriend, Anandji." And imitating her sister with a wobbly falsetto voice, Binny continued, "Anandji, have a whiskey today. The weather is perfect for it." Turning that poor vegetarian Guju Bhai to an alcoholic, that also on my whiskey. Malika exclaimed, "Mom, you didn't tell me all this." Noni Appa, wanting to strangle her sister, said, "Ya Ali, it's nothing like that. Yes, I offered him a drink, and so sometimes he has one now when we play. Your Masi hates cards, so what should I do? Just keep playing by myself?" But the good-natured ribbing in the car didn't stop. And since Noni Appa could not turn her hearing aid off while driving, she just had to bear with her family, her eyebrows raised in exasperation, shaking her head at their sly digs. Wonderful. Thank you.